Bro, Drake dropped 3 albums and dissed practically the entire rap industry in one night, and the responses coming back are already unhinged. One rapper called him washed within hours of the album dropping. Another went live with a prayer and hoped God would handle his enemies without saying a single name. One person found out they got dissed days after the album came out and still has not said a word. And then there is the one response that nobody expected, from someone who was not even on the diss list. Stay with me because this story gets wilder every single day. Let's make sure everybody is fully caught up before we get into the reactions, because the scale of what Drake did needs to be understood first. May 15th, 2026. 3 albums dropped simultaneously: Iceman, Habibti, and Maid of Honor. 43 songs, 0 warning. The CN Tower in Toronto lit up like a movie set with tens of thousands of people in the streets. And buried inside those 3 projects was the most extensive diss campaign one rapper has assembled in a single night. The confirmed list of targets reads like a who's who of hip-hop and sports. Kendrick Lamar hit across multiple songs. J. Cole called out for submission. A$AP Rocky getting an entire dedicated track. LeBron James roasted for switching teams. Jay-Z told his opinion is worthless. DJ Khaled hit with one of the most personal bars on the album. Dr. Dre, Rick Ross, Pharrell, DJ Mustard, Travis Scott, the list goes on. And the key thing to understand is that none of these disses are random. Every single person on that list either crossed Drake during the 2024 Kendrick beef, stayed silent when they should have spoken, or actively helped the other side win. Drake kept receipts for 2 years, and on May 15th, he handed everybody their bill at the same time.
This is every artist that gets dissed on Drake's brand new album, Iceman. Starting off with Pusha T, Drake ends up making a little shot at Pusha on this album by bringing up the fact that he was named in the Epstein files a few months ago, and then says y'all was in the island hopping back and forth, now your name's redacted. Alongside that, A$AP Rocky also gets called out when Drake ends up saying your baby mama ain't even post your single where she at, and this is a reference to A$AP Rocky dropping his brand new album back in January, Don't Be Dumb. Drake also takes a shot at Jay-Z when he ends up saying that he would take the 500K over the dinner, with him flat out saying I'll take the 500K over the dinner. DJ Khaled also gets some shots for staying out of the beef even though Drake was dealing in a 1v20, with Drake specifically saying, Khaled, you know what I mean, the beef was fully live, you went halal and your people still waiting for a free Palestine, but apparently everything is in black and white and red and green. I'm seeing everyone's true colors. Playboy Cardi as well is caught in the crossfire during this album when Drake ends up dissing him by bringing up his brand new album Baby Boy, with Drake saying, baby boy please, I heard what you said to little bro about me, yeah, and when you run into Iceman, what you're gonna do except freeze, you not about to squeeze, you not in the streets. As for Kendrick Lamar, he gets dissed all over this album, with Drake firstly accusing him of botting his streams, with him saying, damn, who is this guy for real, 100 million streams vanished, no one got questions. And then in Iceman episode 4, Drake ends up lighting up a bot farm on fire, which is just another reference to Kendrick Lamar botting his streams to not like us. And then Drake takes another shot at Kendrick Lamar with him saying, what was the year you said you had slaps, because I don't remember it going like that, I don't remember one word of your raps. Nonetheless though, what do you guys think about these disses that Drake made to different artists on Iceman? Are you guys rocking with them, or are you guys not? Let me know.
Now the responses are rolling in, and some of them are not what anybody expected. Let's start with the most immediate and the most entertaining reaction of the entire week: Rick Ross. Now, to understand why this one is so funny, you have to know what happened in the days before the album dropped. Ross was doing an entire interview tour, Hot 97, multiple outlets, multiple appearances, and in every single one of them, he was warming up, softening his tone on Drake. Academics watched it in real time and said Ross was backpedaling, like he was hoping to rekindle the friendship before the album came out and get on the right side of history. And here's where it gets crazy. Drake dissed him anyway. On Make Them Pay, the bar lands clean. Dog, I was Aiden Ross with streams before Aiden Ross had ever streamed. Double entendre, saying Drake was boosting Ross's career before a random Twitch streamer existed, comparing Rick Ross's relevance to an internet personality. Ross found out he was on the album and flipped within hours. He went live on Instagram, pulled up a complex post about Drake's bars, started scrolling through the fan comments and said, let's all leave little man alone now. He did it. He dropped 3 mid projects. It was fun while it lasted. You're washed. Bro, The same man who was softening up in interviews 2 days earlier just called Drake washed on Instagram. And to make it even better, Ross announced his upcoming album, Set in Stone, dropping June 12th, and positioned it directly against Iceman with the message, "Iceman melted, stone lasts forever." That is not just a reaction, that is a campaign. Now let's talk about the reaction that was somehow both a response and not a response at the same time. DJ Khaled. Drake's bar at Khaled is one of the most layered on the entire album. It goes, "Khaled, you know what I mean, the beef was fully live. You went halal and got on your deen, and your people are still waiting for a free Palestine. But apparently everything isn't black and white and red and green. Drake is Palestinian. Drake is Jewish." He is using Khaled's own faith and his own cultural identity as the weapon, saying Khaled uses religion as a shield when loyalty is being tested, and then calling him out for never publicly speaking on Gaza despite being born to Palestinian parents. That is deeply personal. Khaled's response? He went on Instagram Live and posted a religious message about letting God rise and enemies scatter. No names, no direct acknowledgement, just prayer. And considering Khaled normally moves louder than almost anyone in the industry, that carefully worded non-response says everything.
Then there is Charlemagne the God, who had mixed feelings about the whole thing. His read after hearing the album was direct. "I hope this isn't what Iceman is about, because if it is, I'm going to assume we're calling him Iceman because he's frozen in time." He called Drake the biggest sore loser rap has ever seen for continuing to relitigate the Kendrick beef. But the host points out that Charlemagne's salty reaction is likely because he and Khaled are close, and Drake went at Khaled hard. Meanwhile, Ebro on Hot 97 was on the complete opposite end, fully locked in, playing Drake records on air, wall to wall, going live for the midnight drop, screaming "It's Drake Day." Zero ambiguity about where he stands. Wait for it, because here's the detail that changed the conversation days after the album dropped. Travis Scott got dissed, and nobody caught it at first. A viral tweet surfaced pointing out that "I'll make them pay." Drake raps, "I'm trying to catch one of you boys stargazing in the field like little leaguers." Stargazing was the intro and trailer for Travis Scott's Astro World, and the Little Leaguers line is a direct shot at Travis's connection to the Houston Astros baseball team, hidden in plain sight across a 43-song project. But here's why that matters beyond just being a clever bar. Travis Scott is the person who urged Metro Boomin and Future to drop Like That, the track widely considered the opening shot of the entire Kendrick and Drake war, the song that started everything. And Drake apparently did not forget who handed the loaded weapon to the other side. Travis has said nothing publicly since the discovery. No post, no response, nothing. Which, given the context of what he set in motion back in 2024, is a very specific kind of silence. And then there is the Dr. Dre bar, which NME broke down and is getting more attention as the days go on. I'll make them remember, Drake raps, "Remove the A and K from Drake and you get Dre." He is referencing allegations against Dr. Dre from singer Michelle, who has said she was in a relationship with Dre when she was 16 years old. Drake framing himself as the one being accused of predatory behavior while pointing the finger at Dre for his own history is one of the most aggressive bars on the entire album, and Dre has not responded. So where does all of this land right now? Ross responded and already has a counter album coming June 12th. Khaled responded with Prayer and carefully avoided saying Drake's name. Charlemagne called Drake frozen in time. Ebro called it Drake Day. Travis Scott got exposed as a hidden target days after the drop and went quiet. Dr. Dre is sitting on a bar that references decade-old allegations against him and has said nothing. And then there is the group that has not said a word yet. Kendrick Lamar, A$AP Rocky, LeBron James, J. Cole, Jay-Z, DeRozan. Every single major name on the diss list has gone silent.
I don't know how Drake repeatedly does it, but that Where She At is already in the meme Hall of Fame. That jump's so hard. And the thing about it is the music video turned it up so crazy, because I haven't even been big on music videos. Like recently, I don't even watch music videos because, you know, they all repetitive at a certain point. Girls, bottles, blah, blah, it all, you know what I'm saying? Every so often, when you get the right music video, it just turns up the song so crazy. Like, you might like a song, you might not even like a song, but when you see the music video, you like, okay, now it adds a little extra, you know what I'm saying, to the song. They talking about something. Where she at? Where she at? And he was taking shots at ASAP Rocky, and it's like, damn, yo, girl, one of the biggest music artists ever. We could really say ever. Rihanna didn't even post your song. You know what I'm saying? So that is kind of crazy. But the vibe, especially when the video turns the song down and you hear the background of what's actually happening in the video, that turned the ad lib. I just need that version. Like, I need that version of the song to be uploaded to streaming platforms. Where's she at?
No posts, no responses, no interviews, just silence. No cap, that silence is the most interesting reaction of all, because Drake did not drop 43 songs to get ignored. He dropped 43 songs to force a response, to flood the zone, to make it impossible for anyone to stay quiet without the quiet itself becoming the story. And right now, the quiet is the story. Make Them Cry became the most streamed song in a single day of 2026 on Spotify. The 3 albums broke multiple streaming records. The culture is locked in, and everyone who got hit on those records is sitting somewhere deciding what to do next. Ross has June 12th circled. Kendrick's people say something is already being built, and somewhere in Toronto, Drake is watching all of it unfold exactly the way he planned it. This is not over. Subscribe right now, because the moment anyone responds, we are covering it immediately. And summer 2026 is about to be the most active beef season in hip-hop history.